There's no doubt running a small family business is a battle that's getting tougher. Rising costs are out of control, but many fear lifting their own prices will mean losing customers. Jenny and Alexi's Italian restaurant has been trading for 20 years, but they're not sure how much longer they can keep going.
Okay, I've got my 3 sons here, Lucas, Xavier and Phoenix. And also got my mother-in-law, Mary. I've got my niece over here, Daniela. She does my Uber. And I've got Lynette over here, my cashier. One of my daughters over here, Marissa. And the backbone of the business that does all the rosters and that, Jenny.
For Alexi and wife Jenny, family is not an important thing, it's everything. But these restaurant owners say they can't catch a break.
We invested as well before the interest hikes, and it's affected us and the business because it's eaten away at the profits.
If you were to open your business now in 2024, would you?
No, not if I knew the financial difficulties, no.
Owned by Jenny and Alexi and their parents, the Italian Bowl's been serving Sydney's Newtown for 20 years.
Oh, that's my favourite.
But the cost of living crisis is having a crippling impact on their industry, as new data reveals 1 in 10 hospitality businesses will shut up shop this year.
What are some of the biggest challenges you're facing as a business?
The staffing is ludicrous here, so we have to sponsor people, and that costs a lot of money. And we want to sponsor them because they're really good long-term staff members. We're talking thousands of dollars a year.
Increased energy bills, soaring rent and inflated ingredient costs are making it difficult for businesses like the Italian Bowl to afford to operate.
Example, olive oil, Italian restaurant, we go through a lot of it. We were paying in the 20s, like 26, 28. Now we're paying up on about anywhere in between, say, 60 to 70 for the same tin of oil.
7.8% of businesses in the industry have failed in the past 12 months. Business-to-business buying and ordering has dropped by 50%, and an increasing number are unable to pay their suppliers altogether. But Jenny and Alexi worry if they lift prices, they'll lose customers. A pasta at the Italian Bowl starts at $20.
We haven't changed our produce, like our products. We haven't downsized or anything like that.
Quality is the same.
The same. You know, we have the best pumps and cheese. That makes the dish.
Being a family business, would you want your children to take over the Italian Bowl, or is it going to be just too difficult by then?
We'd love to see the next generation taking over. I think it's pretty important because it is a family business, but it's just a massive risk.
Rent, electricity, gas, water, internet, phones, security. I mean, before you even open the doors here, you're up for $26,000.
That is correct. It's an expense that probably 33 years ago you wouldn't see. Before we pay wages, before we pay our suppliers, before we pay the additional cost of just opening the doors.
How do you cope with that?
It's hard, but we have to cope to survive.
They're expenses Rob was prepared to pay when he took over Cavallino on Sydney's northern beaches in 2019, before the pandemic and interest rate hikes.
It took the winds out of our sails. We had big projects, big ideas of how to rejuvenate this area, and we had to put the money that we were going to invest into the business to keep us alive.
Rob's turned to rewarding loyalty to keep customers.
Buy 5 pizzas, get 1 free, for example. We're launching a 70s night. So we're bringing back a 70s style menu for a night only.
Does that mean 70s prices?
Hopefully.
What the RBA is trying to do, of course, is get inflation down, and as a result of that, we're seeing, a significant reduction in consumer spend.
Patrick Coughlin, CEO of Creditor Watch.
I think what we will see, hopefully in the next couple of months, is some consensus around when that first rate cut will take place. So that's probably the single biggest lever that the hospitality industry is waiting to see pulled.
While many fight for survival, 2GB radio broadcaster Mark Levy's recently opened a restaurant.
4 pizzas for $60 on Mondays, 4 pastas for $60 on Tuesdays, the old schnitzel pasta combo for $25 on a Wednesday.
It's a risk Mark says he could take because he has his radio career to fall back on. But it hasn't made getting Pronto up and running any easier, something Mark's already taken up with the local mayor and the state government.
For people out there that want to start a small business and have a go, there's too many hurdles that have got to jump over, which I think is deterring people from, like we're doing, having a crack. Food handling certificates, responsible service of alcohol, licensing courses. Like to get a liquor licence ended up taking about 3.5 months.
New or old, these small business owners have the same goal, to get customers through their doors.
We launched what we call a $25 meal. You get 2 courses and a glass of wine for $25. It's just to say thank you to those that supported us through the thick and thin.
Hard to do.
It is.
When you're struggling yourself.
It is.
Yeah, and it really is so tough at the moment, with the glimmer of hope that interest rates will eventually start coming down, and that cannot come soon enough for so many small businesses.